my guest at this time is a WWE Hall of Famer who can be seen nationwide now as part of Tide's #TurnToCold campaign. It is Mr. T. Mr. T, again, thank you very much for taking the time. How did you wind up working alongside Tide as part of this great new campaign?
Well, I tell you, it went like this here. Ice-T and Stone Cold, was doing cold calls, so they called me. And what's amazing about it, when they called me to tell me to turn to cold water Tide, I said, hey, man, I've been using Tide all my life. My mother been using Tide. So I was raised on Tide, washing our clothes in Tide, chicken and rice after church on Sunday, liver and rice and pinto beans on Friday. Man, so my mother, I tell you something funny. Well, not funny, but when my brothers and sisters saw the commercial in Chicago, here I'm in Los Angeles, they had said, did Tide know we've been using Tide before the commercial? I said, no, they didn't. I had to tell them. So, like I said, that's the truth. So I've been using Tide. I've been using Tide products. So when Ice-T and Stone Cold told me about that, you can watch stuff in cold water Tide. I said, my mother been already doing that. Because some clothes you can't wash in warm water, because it might bleed, it might fade into the other, So some water was cold, some was warm. Some clothes wash warm and hot and stuff like that. So I'm a product of Tide. Then I tell them now, I say, I thank you guys for calling me, but how can you spell Tide without the T? Duh, boom. So I was born to promote Tide. It's amazing.
Man,
only in America.
Wow. That was the greatest promo I have ever heard about laundry in my entire life. You mentioned your mother and how she got you on Tide. This is a pro wrestling outlet, Mr. T. We all very fondly remember your WWE Hall of Fame speech. So I'm guessing your mom is someone who also taught you.
It was powerful, man. That was so powerful. I think about it now. I thought about it other day on Mother's Day. Like I said every day is Mother's Day. I said I love my mother on St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, on the 4th of July. And that's what it's all about. Man, I get emotional when I think about that. Like I tell everybody, I'm nothing but a big, overgrown, tough, butt-kicking, fun-loving, Bible-quoting mama's boy. I love my mother. That wasn't just jibber-jabber. That was sincerity. Because all I wanted to do in my life when I was 9 years old, I drew a picture on a piece of paper. We was in the ghetto, Southside Chicago, Robert Taylor Projects. I said, Mama, one of these days I'm going to be big and strong. I'm going to be a football player and a boxer. I'm going to buy you a beautiful house, Mama, and I'm going to buy you pretty dresses. And my mother hugged me and started crying. She said, if that's the Lord's willing. And that's all I ever wanted to do in my life was make my mother proud, buy my mother a house. That's why I didn't get involved in the game, didn't do drugs and all other stuff. I wanted to love my mother. My mother scrubbed floors for us. It was you wash our clothes in Tide after washing the white people's clothes and stuff in the suburbs. Then come home and wash our clothes. And man, I love my mother. And I would tell people, anybody didn't love their mother, they couldn't be a friend of mine. So that's why, like I said, I never been to jail because I would visualize my mother coming to visit me, crying and saying, son, why did you? I did the best I could with what I had. So I couldn't do that, So that's who I am. Like I said, I'm tough and tender. That's what the T stands for. To the bad guys stand for tough. To the women and children stand for tender. I'm a mama's boy, Then I joke now. I say the T stands for Tide. But that's who I am. My mother taught me stuff. We use Tide. We use it. She taught me to pray before I eat and stuff like that. That's who I am, I'm just a mama's boy. That's all.
Well, Mr. T, I said it was an honor to chat with you again. We're a pro wrestling outlet here, and you are so influential in the world of pro wrestling. In many ways, it's hard to think that we would really be where we're at now with pro wrestling without you. We go back to the main event of WrestleMania I. You're tagging with Hulk Hogan. You got Roddy Piper, Orton across the ring. Take us back there, Mr. T. What was it like to be a part of that first WrestleMania? What was it like to work with those men? And did you see that event becoming as big as it is, of course, these days?
No, I tell you, when I met with Vince McMahon and then Hulk was telling me about it, because remember, me and Hulk Hogan, we go back because we was in Rocky III together. Then he did a couple of episodes of the A-Team, so we were talking. He invited me to a couple of his matches. They said, "Wow!" So from that, then he got him and Vince and And then he was friends with Cyndi Lauper, and all the stuff come in and say, wow, I want me to get Mr. T to help me. I said, okay. So I started training. I said, wow. Then it got serious. Then we did the contract and all that. I said, man, now it's serious. Now we got to train. Now I got to learn the move. See, I already was. I knew wrestling. I was wrestling champion in Chicago in high school wrestling. Took a third in the state, 2-time city champ. But then, like I said, it's professional wrestling. It's up there with the other guys. Because I remember as a kid, Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher, from Wisconsin. I remember Sweet Daddy Zeke and Bearcat Wright. They would come in and we used to rap at the Comiskey Park in Chicago and stuff like that. So, but now, here, I'm involved with WrestleMania. That's the first thing I said, man, wow, Madison Square Garden. Then I'm thinking about the pressure. I said, oh, man, I got to hold my own. People going to be there. Then we're going against Piper. He's the, one of the meanest, toughest, honorary wrestler he is. Like I say, he's the ultimate bad guy. And I got to go against him. I said, oh, man, so... And Hulk was training me, showing me, then he throwing me around and trying to ask me to try to lift him up. I said, oh, man, I can't lift you up, and I'm moving and we practicing. I said, man, what did I get into? But he said, no, he's going to come. He's going to come. We keep practicing it. We kept practicing at it. And that's what I felt some pressure, because I didn't want to let people down, Then also, there was a little pressure from other wrestlers, and, they didn't understand that, but they probably thought I was maybe a cream puff or somebody tried to come in to make joke of their sport. But I didn't. I came in, I was brought in with Vince because he wanted to advance the sport. And that's what the whole thing. You got Cyndi Lauper. You get more eyeballs on wrestling now. Because before that, they had a certain crowd. Now we bringing in everybody to wrestling. They want to see now, hey, this is the guy from Rocky 3 to 18. Wow, it's Cyndi Lauper from MTV, So, man, so now I got to deliver. I got to do my part. I got to stand toe-to-toe with Piper, And so, it was thrilling and exciting, I tell you, at the same time, So I was really pumped.
Well, you talk about how big and bad Roddy Piper is at the time. What was it like for you behind the curtain? What was your relationship with Roddy? How was he off camera with you?
No, like I said, he was a professional. He was an ultimate professional. And then later on, people thought that we had a beef or whatnot. But no, we was about to try to promote something else, so I had to come out and say, hey, I don't like Piper, and I'm going to get him and this and that. And so it was something was going to happen, but it didn't happen. So we were setting the stage for it, so people had really thought that we were, because that's how you sell tickets, And I learned from Muhammad Ali, you got to promote it. You got to sell it. And that's the whole thing. You don't want to give the people too much of thing, but you want to give them enough. You want to make them excited, make them believe, hey, man, I want to see that. And that's what it was. No, he was a professional. He was good. Like when you watch his biography, when he said how he studied stuff, he wrote stuff down. He was a scholar. He wrote his stuff down, prepared. So like I said, you'll notice that when he get in the camera to say stuff, he had it together. Some wrestlers, they can't really sell it. They might be good, but he could sold it. That's what Ali was. He was a promoter. He could sell it. He was an entertainer. And that's what Piper was. He was an entertainer, and he was tough. He knew the business. He knew his toughness, So now I was just honored to be with the guys, and I told all the wrestlers, hey, man, I'm coming in to add to it. I'm not coming to take away. I said, if I can't help you, I don't want to be a part of it, And the guys later on, then they saw that I was sincere and thought I was for real after WrestleMania. Then did other stuff. Then did WrestleMania 2. They know I wasn't joking. Though I wasn't trying to make fun of wrestling, And we got respect for each other.
Wow, that's incredible. And, I could talk to you all day, Mr. T, because it's not just WrestleMania. I mean, you worked with the Von Erichs. You had some WCW appearances. I mean, you've really done a lot more than other people with your kind of clout in Hollywood have taken the time to do in professional wrestling. Do you feel there's anything left for you? Have you talked to maybe WWE or AEW about making an appearance? Do you have any interest in doing anything else in the world of professional wrestling?
No, I still got some stuff going on with WWE. I got Mr. T dolls out and stuff like that,
Sure.
So they selling the good and stuff like that. So no, what made me, like I told people, I wasn't just I never considered myself a Hollywood celebrity. I was like I tell people, I don't act, I react, So I'm just a tough guy who had the opportunity to play some role in the 18. I mean, in Hollywood. But like I said, that what made me different. I wasn't a guy coming, making a guest appearance in wrestling. I really was. That's who I am. You know, I love wrestling. Like I said, I wrestled in high school. I played football. I like the tough sports, you know. I like, you know, man-to-man stuff, throwing the guy, flipping the guy, running through and driving. So I like that. So I wasn't whippy when it come to that. You know, I could take a punch, I can give it. And that's what it's about. So that was, maybe I was more wrestler than I was actor, you know, more tough guy than I was actor. So that's the part I like, you know. So that's why I would still would go to wrestling matches, still would go to boxing matches and stuff like that, you know. So and that's what I love. I love now, you know. So, but I can make a guest appearance here and there. I know they're working on something, Vince or whatever. But right now, like I said, I got some toys and dolls with wrestling, you know. And so, you know, I still watch the stuff on TV, you know. But I might appear somewhere here and there, you know. You never know what Vince have in mind, you know, because they're always thinking of something, you know. So, but my job is to be ready when they call. So that's what I'm doing. I've been training, getting ready. So when they call me, I'll be ready.
I love it, Mr. T. Hey, you bring up how you're still watching. I wanted to ask you, you know, Bob Orton, Cowboy Bob Orton, was sitting over there in Roddy Piper's corner there. His son, Randy Orton. I just didn't know if you had, since you've been watching the product, had any thoughts on Randy Orton and kind of the work he's been doing the last couple of years.
No, I have. I said, oh, when I first heard the name, I said, man, I wonder if that Cowboy Orton's son. And it was. I said, oh, man, this is wow. So I'll be watching this. I said, this is really amazing. I think about how far we come. I think about, wow, all the way from Madison Square Garden to here, and I'm seeing the new wrestlers and stuff like that. I said, man, I know this guy. I wrestled with his father and stuff like that, you know. Even with The Rock, you know, I remember his father, you know what I mean? Rocky Johnson, you know, and all other stuff. I said, man, it's just amazing, you know. And so, you know, now, like I say, look at, what's the name? The Nature Boy, Ric Flair, his daughter, and stuff like that, and all this. I said, man, it's just special, you know. And I think back to WrestleMania, and then when I got it inducted into the Hall of Fame, how special that was, and stuff like that, you know. And so it's just special, you know. I'm just overjoyed with stuff. I think back to stuff, you know, what it meant to me, and I meet fans, and they tell me about my speech or tell me about WrestleMania. I am honored. You know, it's always, like I said, I want to live up to that. I want to work hard. I want to keep earning it. I want to let nobody down. I still want the fans, young kids, the people bring me their grandchildren and tell me, you know, and that's why I watch what I do. I watch what I say. I don't want to mislead nobody or misguide nobody. I'm not an angel. I'm not a saint, but you know, want the kids to know that they love and respect their parents, you know, to be a lawful a citizen, you know, study hard in school, stay away from the wrong crowd, stuff like that. So that's what I try to do, you know, if I can impart something positive on the kids, impart the things that I've done. I was a good son to my mother, you know, other kids are there, you know, that they don't have to get involved with drugs and the wrong scene. That don't make you a sissy because you love your mother and stuff like that, you know. That's why I talk about a lot that I'm an old-fashioned mama's boy. I want the kids to draw strength from that. So while Mr. T loves his mother, and he ain't no sissy, because people try to make you feel like you're wimpy or whatever, then I'll tell kids, don't worry about what they call you and stuff like that. You keep on loving your mother, you know, and so that's who I am. So I am honored with people, you know. I'm humble, like when you say, you know, get excited to talk to me, and I always feel that I'm not worthy, you know, so I always want to watch that so I don't get the big head. You know, I always want to stay grounded, you know, so I never want to, like to say, if you can walk with kings and queens and not lose the common touch. I never want to lose the common touch. That's why I like to go to the store to visit and let people see me. They say, wow, Mr. T, I can see you at the grocery store. I can see you here. I said, yeah. I said, I want to be approachable. I don't want, you know, people around me to stop saying I'm approaching me. You know, I never want to get like that, you know. I don't want to lose that touch, because I'm a human, you know, so I can, you know, you lift someone's spirit. Because my mother told me, son, you never know what you do to some people, you know, what they're going through, what a smile or a pat on the back or a hug might do for somebody today, you know. So that's what I always think about, you know. So
yeah,
thank you, brother. Thank you.
For sure, and I mean this is a compliment, 100%, Mr. T. You know, you had that Dine with Kings and Queens line there. I've been thinking since we started talking that you kind of have like a Dusty Rhodes promo style. I don't know if that resonates with you but like I'm getting a little bit of Dusty vibes from the way you talk. I don't know if you guys were friends or whatever, but like it's a little similar.
No, it's just my rap. That's who I am. That's where I come from. I want that to project. I just I tell you, I can get past the tough and the other stuff. I want them to see underneath that mohawk, the gold, the tough, gruff stuff. This is a gentle person. Like I said, I'm TNT, tough on the outside, tender on the inside. I'll use my toughness. It's a platform that allow me to reach people. I remember we got invited to the White House. Nancy Reagan heard that I was telling kids to stay away from drugs, invited me there to help with that.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what it's about. Go to the hospital to visit the kids with cancer. I would do that when the cameras wasn't there. That's who I am, sending money to the homeless shelters and stuff like that without grandstanding. That's who I am, not to, hey, y'all, look at me, this and that, no. So like I said, so when I can reflect on what I've done, it wasn't just about, okay, I made a lot of money, I did this here. No, did I help somebody? Did I give somebody hope? Did I pray with somebody? Did I hug somebody? Did I let somebody know that they can make it, And that's what it's about. So that's basically my message. I say, wow, it's not where you come from, it's where you're going. So what you was on welfare? So what you was in the cheese line? So what this and that? It don't make no difference. We all had to come from somewhere. You make something of that, say, okay, what was me? No. That's what it's about. I grew from that, and other people can. I remember I met a police officer, his name is P. I watched the interview with Barbara Walters in '84, and wanted to become a police officer when I heard your story. And that's what it's about. I said, man, I can't believe it. Here I'm touching people. I'm used to being, humbled by other people, watching Ali and stuff like that. And now people watching me and following me. So they tell me as a kid, keep doing the right thing. Because people is watching you, the good and the bad. The bad people want to watch you to bring you down, but the good people watch you because you give them hope. They say, man, wow, he come from the hood. He never robbed nobody. He never broke in nobody's house. And that's unheard of. I said, man, how did you escape? I said, no, I didn't escape. I said, I love my mother, and I used to say, I said, 90% of the guys that's in jail, their mothers love them, but they didn't love their mothers in return. See, my mother loved me, and I loved her in return. I can't say I love my mother and then snatching somebody's purse. I can't say I love my mother and breaking into somebody's house. My mother said, son, if you want something, work hard, save your money and get it. Boom. Just that simple. Work hard, save my money, and get it. And that's what I do, work hard in wrestling, work hard in football, work hard in being something. And that's what it's about, and so just working hard.
Yeah.
That's who I am.
And now you're working hard to let people know to wash their clothes in cold water as part of Tide's Turn 2 Cold campaign. Mr. T, this has been a whirlwind 20 minutes. I have really enjoyed this conversation. I want to thank you so much for taking the time. Take us home here. What do you want to tell people about Tide and anything else you'd like to plug or promote here to wrap up today?
Yeah, thank you. And thank you. But like I said, it's a two-way street. No, thank you for taking time with me to get the word out and stuff like that. And I joke with people about Tide. I said I was born to represent Tide. You see what I mean? Tide is Mr. T because the first letter in Tide is T, and that's Mr. T. So I was born for Tide. I wash my clothes in Tide, eat my stuff, and now all my Hanes T-shirts and everything else, other stuff, my workout stuff. So matter of fact, I'm soon after finished working out today, I'm going to put myself in Tide again, so, and that's proof of advertisement. I'm legitimately been using Tide. So now I just want to get the word, everybody, they can save money, washing in cold water Tide, I don't know how much, but it's more than, turning up the hot water, putting the heat on, getting all those energy bills is better. Telling everybody hashtag turn the cold, use Tide. Not just because Mr. T said it, but when you find out, you say, wow, he was right. My clothes still can get clean in cold water, and I'm saving money. How cool is that? Dang, thanks, Mr. T. Wow.
Thank you, Mr. T.